What's up YouTube? Nate with Teaching Technology here, and today you're going to come on a service call with us for a smart deadbolt that's no longer working. We're going to be replacing it with the Yale Assure 2 lock that you saw us unboxed in our most recent video. This is for a property management company for an Airbnb. We like to use the Yale lock because it gives them guest access, and it also has a backup key that they can keep in a lockbox on the property. Come along with us. We're going to remove the old one and we're going to put the new one in. So here you will see there's an existing Yale smart lock, but unfortunately this one, for whatever reason, will no longer connect to Wi-Fi. We replaced the Wi-Fi module in it previously and it was still not working. So they asked us to come down and replace the whole lock for them. When you're removing these older Yale locks, there's 2 screws right behind the battery tray. And then you'll see me struggle with it here for a minute because I always forget about the bottom screw on the older model. This is a beautiful Airbnb property. We work with this property management company pretty frequently. This is the standard lock installation that we do. We try and keep it all in the same ecosystem for them. So whether it was in August, Schlage, Yale, we try and stick with the same per customer so that they can keep multiple homes all in the same app. Here you are, you see me measuring the existing hole in the door. The Yale locks, the actual mechanism that goes inside the lock, has the ability to change the length based on the depth of your hole and the depth of the door. Unfortunately, this is a very old house, so old door, and it has had a lot of locks in it. Usually, what I will do when the holes are stripped by old screws is I will take a wooden golf tee and I'll go ahead and hammer it in and then break it off with either a knife or an oscillating tool. And it gives your screw something to grab when you put it in. Unfortunately, it did not have any, so I went with a slightly longer screw on the bottom and then just drove it in on an angle so that it would hold it tight. These locks do take 4 AA batteries. You do want to make sure you always put the Wi-Fi module in before power. I've found it just makes, for whatever reason, the setup go smoother. Like I said, old house, has had a lot of doors, a lot of locks over the years. So the Yale deadbolt side that came with it did not fit. It was proud of the door. So here I am, I'm just chiseling out the existing space so that we can sink that in. Unfortunately, I'm not great with the camera still, and I stood in front of the camera the entire time. I swear, I'll get better at it. So here we go. I'm going to clean up everything. I'm going to grab the vacuum. Make sure you clean up your clients' homes, especially if you make a mess. You'll see me leave the vacuum outside. I just couldn't remember if I had drywall dust in the filter, and you'll only do that once where you back spray your entire client's home with drywall dust. And then we're going to run through the actual setup. So Yale uses a QR code that is located on the side. On some of the older models, it is on the underside of it. And I'm just going to go ahead and block the client's information here so that you don't see the serial number or the address. The setup is very straightforward, very easy to do. It's going to search via Bluetooth first. You'll go ahead and set up the Wi-Fi at the very end, which I don't believe I recorded, but you just go into the Yale app and you go to settings, and there is a dedicated section just for Wi-Fi. Again, just blocking the client's address in here. Almost always, it's going to have a software update that it's going to run through. I have all these sped up. You should expect the setup time in the app. It is not the quickest thing in the world. 5, maybe 10 minutes total. And what you're going to do next is you're going to calibrate the lock. So Yale uses a product called DoorSense, which is that little white nodule you see on the side of the lock there. So you're going to go ahead and put that at just below the Yale logo on the door jamb. And this is what's going to tell the door if it's open or closed. And you're just going to follow the prompts. So it's going to have you close the door and lock it, open the door fully ajar, and then open the door just slightly, and it will cycle the lock knowing where it is. And that is the full installation of a Yale Assure 2 lock. We use this one frequently. We like the app. It does work well. This was what the client requested specifically. If you like these long form videos where we kind of deep dive the actual installation and the setup of the app, go ahead, tell me in the comments, leave a like, subscribe if you enjoyed it.